This is Legs 11, the football series which follows the fortunes of Glasgow City FC, one of the leading women's football teams in Scotland. Supporting the team is Scottish radio station Beat 106. Laura, Tina and Larry have met at Tina's house to listen to a recording of the show that the team were guests on, in order to prepare for a second appearance the next day.
I'm Caroline, I'm the chairperson of Glasgow City Ladies Football Club.
Glasgow City Ladies Football Club.
Trust you!
There they are!
Trust you!
And they're all dressed in their kit. Look, in their kit. They're showing their legs.
They are.
And maybe... Is there, any of you into Katie or anything?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm Glasgow City Football Club. We're a ladies' football club who beat Hibs 4-1. Hearts 4-1. Have you beaten Hibs?
Yes.
Beaten Hibs as well?
Wow.
All publicity for the team is good, but how do the girls feel about the radio station's involvement?
It's just, you just want your team to become like a household name. You want to sort of get in the back of a taxi, and as soon as the taxi driver finds out you play football and you see Glasgow City, what? He goes, oh, I know. Rather than, have no idea whatsoever. I mean, if there is, obviously our main aim is if anyone knows anything about women's football, then we want them to think of Glasgow City.
It seems Tina wanted to be a little bit more adventurous at the radio station, though her teammates weren't quite as eager about her plans.
Basically, when we did the photo shoot, me and the other girl, Lorna, we were quite keen to go a bit mad, basically, and we didn't. I thought it was quite boring. Our calendar, because we wanted to make it more saucy and things and sell more. But so I was joking with Robin Banks, saying that the photographer was too shy to allow us to do anything like that. So he then had an idea of doing it himself because he had a camera. So then we did. He took his top off.
He said, "Take your top off," and they both did. But obviously Tina had a sports bra on, which he wasn't too happy about, was he?
No.
And you were all for taking it off, but
Yep.
people like myself going, no, Tina. I know, I have to act like mother sometimes, like Cass as well, because we sort of do the organising sort of thing, and perhaps look to the team more as development for the future and how things will be frowned upon by the SFA. And the last thing is we want to do something silly like the calendar. We would never have done anything a bit too saucy for the sheer fact that we want to retain our sponsors, all sort of things like this. But other players don't think about these sort of things. They just want to look nice and forget that you have to be nice to your sponsors and do things that will impress them and not embarrass them. So,
Having laughed at their last radio antics, how will the girls fare on their second visit to the station? It's the next day. The girls have met to appear on The Breakfast Show, hosted by DJ Robin Banks.
Good morning.
Hi, Susie.
It's time to go on air. What will Robin have the girls doing this time?
Thinking, maybe I could get an alternative job.
Hey, listen, we didn't say that. We certainly didn't say that. Katie was the one that said it herself.
Katie
I just needed to tone up a bit.
You know what I really...
No, we're not. Don't we all? Everybody needs to tone up.
Do you ever get people that complain about lots of things?
Yeah, we get them all the time.
Little does Laura suspect, but Robin has a surprise for her.
Crazy. Have you girls ever complained about anything?
Oh,
No.
yes.
Really? What?
Complained to Haribo sweets last week.
Sweet company last week about what?
Well, I quite like jelly sweets, and just for a laugh, I was having one of these mad days, and I bought a packet of Haribo Star Mix. And sort of being an expert on their sweets, they normally have 6 different varieties of jellies and rings and cherries and things. And they didn't have half of them, so I wrote and complained.
So how did your letter go? Do you remember?
No, word for word. No.
Not word for word, okay.
It was quite tongue-in-cheek.
Dear Sir / Ms. As a regular consumer of your Haribo gums, I'm running to voice my concerns about the contents of your Star Mix. Having purchased a 225 gram packet from my local Safeway, I was slightly disturbed to find their contents contained only cola bottles, teddy bears, and love hearts.
Did you do that yesterday?
If my memory and fondness for your sweets serves me correct, then I feel a packet should also contain rings, fried eggs, and cherries. Laura. I have to admit that I feel slightly ridiculous as a 24-year-old running to complain about jelly sweets that I'm spending approximately £1.9 a packet on sweets I have adored as a child. Then I expect to consume the contents I thought I was purchasing. Does it sound familiar?
Oh, yes.
I spend at least £2 a week on your products, so I would greatly appreciate it if you could advise your quality control of their oversight. Or if you have changed your Star Mix contents, then please advise so on the packet. Yours sincerely, Laura Montgomery.
That's our Laura.
I see, I've got nothing better to do at work.
Always going
As
to
the
say
camera crew will soon
See,
see
it's January
today.
on the calendar.
That is sad.
That's not sad. That's good. The girls from Glasgow City Football Club, our team, are here. We've been supporting them and they've been losing. What's happening there? What's going on? Why?
It's the curse.
It's the curse.
You know the curse of hello?
It's the curse. of the
Yesterday was a
show.
disaster.
Having chosen to champion Glasgow City FC, what are Robin's personal opinions about women's football?
Well, everybody when I came up here was saying, my producer was saying, you know, this whole Rangers Celtic thing, and you've got to support a team, but there was a lot of pressure as to which football team to support. And I went on the air, my very first day, we were saying, you know, which football team do I support? And one of the girls emailed me a couple of weeks later and said, hey, what about us? And it seemed the perfect solution. And we brought them in and they were great, up for a laugh and everything that we loved. They flashed at the builders next door, which we all loved, and that just sealed it for us.
How have your listeners reacted to it?
Really, really well. The emails that come in about it is like, everybody was thinking, Robin Banks, it'll be Clyde Bank, because the Bankies, but when they found out, because we did this whole thing where I'm going to reveal my football team, and when the time is right, I'll reveal it. And I think we had it all set up, didn't we? Had it all set up, and then they came in, and Katie, my newsreader, went, I want them turning up in their full strip straight from a training exercise. So we brought them up. So she thought it was all guys coming in, and everybody I think thought it was all guys coming in. And then when it turned out to be the girls, it was like it got spun on its head, and it was brilliant, fantastic.
Women's football could ever get as big as men's football. Are you jumping on some form of a bandwagon?
No,
saying, right, I'm going to make women's football huge.
No, not at all. It's nothing like that at all. It's just, it seemed a perfectly fantastic solution, and the girls seemed up for a laugh. We were changing our, I know it's radio, but we were like changing tops in the studio and went out and they played football outside with builders and they were great, and it doesn't, no, not at all. I don't think it'll ever be as big, but...
Would you pay money to go and watch?
Yeah, damn right I would.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't pay a £15 a match to go and watch it, but yeah,
because most men would go just for a laugh, wouldn't they? They just go, let's go look at those girls with the huge breasts dancing around the football pitch.
Maybe so, but then I think which is what us and me and my producer and newsreader went, actually, they can play football really well. In fact, they're better than us.
Lucky old me, eh? Well, listen, thank you very much, girls, for coming in. It's been great. Thank you for doing it. Thank you for doing it.
So, how did the girls feel about their appearance?
Yeah, it was good fun. It was a lot shorter the last time we were on for an hour. We were only on for about 10-15 minutes there.
So when are you coming back to the radio station?
Next time they invite us.
So
we
it's not
email
once
them.
a week, regular appearance?
No, what we do is we email them on a Friday with our fixture for the weekend, and then on the Monday we email them the result.
Right.
So
I think it'll make a difference with people coming. Like once it's advertised, like on a Friday, and especially if Robin and Katie come, then I think you'll get a few people interested and thinking, oh, the DJ's going to be up at Maryhill where they're playing, I'll go along. So
Well,
that might make a
come
difference.
just to see the DJ. What's the fan base like for the team?
huge.
Massive.
Respect.
I'm not talking family though.
There's a handful of supporters that come along, depending on the weather and who we're playing. And
are they fanatical like they are for male teams?
No.
No?
Well, it depends how you term fanatical, but they're keen. They like to bang the drum every now and again.
No, we have fans that come to home games, but they won't go up to away games. Because obviously they would need to find their own transport there.
Somebody said to me that you would rather play indoors because if it's cold, you'd rather be in the warm, unlike the men. Men don't mind. Men don't mind playing outside in whatever the weather is, but
rubbish.
You want a nice warm sports hall sometimes.
Rubbish.
Susie? kill.
With the weekend just around the corner, how will the team perform in their first game after their loss in the cup match? Caroline and Laura have recently put together an under-16s team. Keen to further women's football, Caroline and Laura are already looking to nurture the stars of the future. The under-16s are playing in Edinburgh. Will they do justice to the good reputation of the Glasgow City name?
City! I hit that first time, hit it. Excellent. Well done.
Yeah!
Annalise!
Well, Annalise, get stuck in there!
Right, keeper, give it to her, player.
Well played, Peasy! You chase me, Sheridan, that's your ball, Sheridan, make it!
Just sit right here now. Rich, try and stay in the centre just for just now, right? We'll maybe swap it soon. Amanda.
Players there. Good job.
Go on, Emma. What we're going to do is we're going to put Titch. Can you move to left midfield? Because you're sort of playing that role anyway. Thought might as well actually put you there. And here we go. Louise is going to play in centre midfield along with you. Louise is on the right. And Laura is going to go up front along with Annalise.
Play goalkeeper.
Okay. These are doing good, just keep working hard. I mean, most of the efforts came from because the problem with the midfield was running through with no one to pick them up, but hopefully bringing on Louise, that'll make a difference.
See, if you're playing in midfield, you've got to realise, see if you run up the park to help with an attack, you've got to run just as fast to get back and help with the defence. It's hard work in there.
The problem is you're all going up in a line. Do you know what I mean? If your strikers are up and got the ball, try and hang back a bit, because if you lose possession, then virtually like 6 of you have lost possession and they've got like 50 yards free to run with the ball. So try and always think about that, not to get all caught up in a line. But you're doing good, you're working hard.
Yeah, you're doing very well. See the defence as well. See, as soon as we have an attack on and we're moving up into this half of the park, bring the defence. If you're not comfortable with moving right up onto the halfway line, Steph, it's your responsibility, right? I'm giving you the responsibility to bring that line out. You must
Is
bring them
Laura
out.
looking for fresh talent for the senior team amongst the juniors?
Yes, that's why we started up the under-16s, obviously so players would filter through, come through to the senior level, because I mean there's no other way really to obtain players. I mean it's the same in the men's game, they need their youth team and all their centres of excellence to perform to bring players through for the first team, and that's I mean undoubtedly the best talents in our game are the younger players. The Scotland senior side has about 5 or 6 players that are eligible still for Scotland under 18s, because they're all about 17, 18 years old. In our case Donna James still is only 16, but I mean that's definitely where the talent is, and it's obviously just filtering through all the time, and if we want to progress and be a success, we certainly need to look at the youth to do that. Glasgow City has a 3-year plan, and within that, in our 3rd year, we're going to start an under-16s team. This is only our 2nd year, but obviously the team are aware of what our future plans are, and one of our youngest player, Donna James, is only 16 herself, so most of these girls are our friends, and she came to us one day and said that a number of our friends that were still playing under-16s team had disbanded, and about 5 or 6 of them were keen to stay together and wondered if we would like to start the team now. So we had a meeting with the interested parties, and they were really keen and we liked the enthusiasm and thought, well, we'll just go for it, we'll start a team now. We were too late to get into the league, because the league had obviously started in August, but we've sort of got what you would call an inaugural affiliation, which allows us to play friendlies like today, and they'll be fully entered in the league for next year. All the girls are like between about 13 to 15, so that they can all still play together next year. There was no point setting up a team that next year they were all too old to then play next year in the league. So it's gone reasonably well. I mean, I have to say it's not gone ideally. We still don't have a coach. Peter takes them on Tuesday, which is obviously good because he's a first class coach, but unfortunately he can't come to their games on a Saturday because he's working. So from that point of view, we have put out a number of advertisements for coaches, and we've just scored. We have got a couple of ideas what we're going to do. I'm secretly trying to stop Caroline to do it because I think Caroline would be an excellent coach for them, but she's not too keen. I think it might mean the end of hanging up her senior boots, which she doesn't want to do yet.
The under-16s have won with a convincing 2-1 score. The Glasgow City name maintains its reputation and future players for the senior team are beginning to become identifiable. Caroline and Laura are pleased with the result. With the under-16s with a win under their belt, will the senior team be able to match the success of the juniors? It's the day of the game. Glasgow City FC are playing a home game against Stirling. The teams start to arrive. Spirits are high within the changing rooms. This could be a good indication for the approaching match. Having once been a professional player, the referee shares his thoughts on women's football.
Women's football is progressing at a very incredible rate at the moment. They seem to, especially the Premier games in Scotland, play on far superior surfaces to ordinary amateur football, so it is more challenging to come along to better facilities rather than your ordinary public parks.
You know I never win anything. Julie got a tattoo.
What's happening here? Oh jeez. Try to tell her, but it wouldn't listen. I thought I said Nicky over here, Nicky.
I tried to tell you that's the problem.
Nicky, you're the sensible one. I was the one sensible one amongst the people that
Right,
are on the nets.
they're all right. Put in the referee's bag!
Oh no, that's not your team. That's not your team. I thought it was Mullins.
Livingston and Mullins
I guess Peter's telling me he knows what happened. It wasn't dog start the wait and the referee back. No, it wasn't. He was there and he said
It's time for Peter to announce the team. An atmosphere of expectation is mounting amongst the girls.
That's the Stirling team just arrived, so we'll announce the team and let you get ready. We'll get a wee chat and get out and get warmed up. After last week's performance, my thoughts were that we'd probably try and go roughly with the same team, but obviously that's been hampered by the fact that DJ's away to Bulgaria with the Scotland international side and Laura's injured, etc. So I'm having to make a few changes. But the team will start will be with Jan in goals, right back will be Larry, left back Helga, centre halves, centre backs will be Kath and Mo Sims. Midfield on the right hand side will be Tina, on the left hand side Julie, and in the middle will be Nikki and Fiona Laird, and up front will be Tracy and Maxie. Okay. Substitutes is Lorna, Pauline, CJ and Susie.
With the team announced and the girls making their final preparations, Peter the coach reveals his expectations for the game.
Well, I'm very confident we're going to get a victory today. After last week's disappointment in the cup final, it's important we put in a good performance today, and I'm pretty confident that we'll get a result today at home. I'm looking for a team performance. That's what I always stress more than I'm looking for individual performances. But we're a wee bit depleted this week. We've got a couple of injuries from last week, so with some players we have to leave out, and Donna James, our striker, is away with the Scotland international squad. So we're having to do without her today. So we're having to make a few changes. But really I always stress that we're looking for a team performance. I don't really look to individuals to kind of stand out. I'm looking for everyone to work together towards getting a result.
Glasgow City are 1 goal down, but there is still plenty of time yet for them to come back. Half-time. Glasgow City are not doing well. Peter and Laura tell the girls what they think of the team's performance.
If we're going to get possession of the ball and do anything, then we have to get in about them and win the ball. The number of times we've dwelled on the ball, took ages and let them take the ball off our toe and create something unbelievable.
Do we want to leave this game and be sitting in here depressed and going, oh, we need to improve the next game? We don't, we need to improve now, and if we improve now for the next 45 minutes, we will win this game. Let's see a bit of desire and will to win.
Glasgow City have scored. Can they keep scoring and take the lead? Stirling now lead by 2 goals. Things are not looking good for Glasgow City. Can they pull back? Full time. Glasgow City have lost. Angry and disappointed, the girls retired to the dressing room. Peter, the coach, tells his post-match thoughts on the team's performance.
Oh, very disappointed today. Very disappointed. I just feel like we didn't play anything like we can play at all. And you know, from the first minute, we really let them dictate the game. And you know, it was kind of tousy and physical at the start, and we just didn't appear prepared for that at all. And we let them get a grip of the game, and we struggled throughout to kind of come back and combat that.
The girls try to forget their defeat and start to focus on winning the next game. With no hard feelings or grudges, the team share post-match refreshments with Stirling in the clubhouse. Join us next week on Legs 11 to find out if Glasgow City's winning streak has returned. And join us also as we continue to get to know the players at home and at work, away from the pitch and the locker room.